everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we have the Mighty Good Mary Jane and Spider-Man statue. It's a combo 2-in-1, and this one's pretty unique, so stay tuned. And as always, before we proceed with the review and the assembling of the statue, let's go back to the beginning and do a semi-unboxing just to see what's in the box. Okay, so stay tuned. This is a one-layer box. So it's very simple. You have the base. It's pretty heavy. Spider-Man and Mary Jane. You have Mary Jane's head, and then Spider-Man's hand over here, and of course the Daily Planet sign. Okay, so looking at this side, you have the creative team's information here. Nothing to see there. And then going over here, you have a little bit of history about Mary Jane and Spider-Man. Okay, so let's look at what else we got with this package. So as with all of the recent XM Studios statues, you get a print. Well, I think you've always gotten a print, but it's pretty cool. You know, it looks like it's a comic book cover, 30th anniversary special, and that's what your statue is going to look like, you know, minus the birds. And notice there's only 388 of these, so that's pretty cool. You know, so I don't think it's very popular, but I just like it because it's a pretty unique piece. And of course, get the jacket, and you have the assembling handbook. So they, yeah, they're pretty high quality. So in opening these things, let's see. Well, you know, they have a little bit thing about the company. This helps a lot. I wish all companies would do this. But as you can see, it's very simple. You only have like, 5 parts. This is one of the simplest assembling I've ever done for a quarter scale. Okay, so you have that, and then that's what the statue would look like after you assembled it. And I think that's just about it. Pretty simple. Not like, and of course the instructions. Not like Ghost Rider. Okay, and I think that is it. And it's got some, you know, history, backstory, and stuff. So, and some other mumbo jumbo that you can read. Okay, and then carrying for your collectibles. Okay, so let's get the base on and let's assemble it. So I have the main base on. As you can see, you know, Spider-Man is going to be pretty big. So the way it's designed, you know, like when you see it drawn in the comic books, you know, it's a point of view perspective type. So that's obviously not how big the building is. Or Spider-Man be like this little guy. But anyway, yeah, but the Spider-Man's leg, it's going to be pegged into there. And you have that cut out, which is, you know, okay. Nothing here to see. And then up top, those 2 notches. They're going to be used to have the Daily Bugle signs, which I will be installing shortly. Okay, so as you can see, nothing to see here. So the main attraction isn't the base, it's just to hold Spider-Man Mary Jane. So let's get the signs up and then Spider-Man. Okay, so I have the Daily Bugle signs. It's just plastic. Okay, so all we're going to do is attach it in there, like so. And bam, look at that. Okay, so as you can see, I don't need the instructions so far. I don't think I'm ever going to need it. It's pretty simple. Like I said before, this is one of the simplest assembling of a quarter scale statue. Okay, so let's get Spider-Man Mary Jane on. Okay, before I install Spider-Man and Mary Jane, I just wanted you guys to see a little bit more details. Okay. So in looking at this, it's not, of course it wouldn't be one sculpted piece. It's just that it looks like these are done separately, and then they must attach them by glue or something. Okay, as you can see, it's very detailed. Not like the olden days of Bowen designs where it's a one-piece sculpt. Okay, and then you have the big peg that's going to go right into the hole. Yeah. Okay, and unlike some other companies that we shall not name, the lines on the Spider-Man suit is very clean. Okay, as you can see, there's no smudging or anything. This is done very well. And of course, there's not much you see on the face. Okay, and then let me install that. So basically, all you're going to do is plug this into that. Okay. Okay, so Spider-Man is in. Let me give you a really quick 360. And as you can see there, there's no gap or anything. Okay. So that's pretty cool. It was a little bit tricky putting it in there. I didn't want to chip anything. Okay. Alright, and I'll give you guys a 360 look at this after we install the Spider-Man's hand. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Well then, nothing to see here. There's no exclusive for the, web that's coming out, unlike some other companies. Okay, so we're just gonna stick it in there like so. And then of course we have Mary Jane's head. Ta-da! It's done really well. I like it. The only thing is, since she's a redhead, there should be some freckles on here. But I guess she put on makeup or something, and there's no freckle. And then the hair, everything's just done well. Yeah, green eyes. Ooh, didn't know that. Okay, so all we're just gonna do is attach the head in there, and they're all held on by magnets. It's standard industries now. Okay, so let's do a close. You know what? Let's do a 360, and then we'll do a close-up momentarily. All right, so let me see. Just wanted you guys to see, get the whole, video in the. Okay, so doing a 360. So I think this is done very well. It's like they're suspending, in the air, and then the background is just like a point of view kind of base. Okay. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but after seeing this one, it's unique enough that I have to get one. And the edition size is not bad. It's 388. So I'm guessing they didn't sell many of these. Okay, so we'll go back the other way. This is pretty cool, and when you display this, you want it up high, so you get this suspension of disbelief. Okay, nothing to see back there. Alright, so that's the, I guess, the money shot, if you will. Okay, so let's get a closer look. So we're going in for a closer look. Okay, it looks like it's coming right at you. So this thing is done very nice. The only thing is you can see the gap right there where the hand is connected. Nothing you can do. So it's okay. Okay, and then it's getting good enough shading on Spider-Man. The lines are clean. Like Mary Jane has a watch, so that's a nice touch. And looking at the base, there's not much you see here, and it's not designed to be detailed. It's just that, it's one of these angle base. Okay, so as you can see, Spider-Man's feet. And I do like this. Mary Jane's shoes are nice and shiny. The ladies, I guess, pumps. And this is one of the few times that having high heels on a female character actually works. Okay, not every female character should have high heels. I don't know what the obsession is with that. And then you can see her cutout jeans, so it's done very well. And then good skin tone. Let me see if I can get up to the face. Okay. And then of course I have to do the zoom in so you guys can see the face. It's done really nice. So much for XM not being able to do faces. And of course Spider-Man's face. Okay, and like I said, you want to display this. like at a higher angle, something like that. So you want this to be on a higher, I guess, area in the display room. Okay, so let's go through this, and of course the Spider-Man thing. It's really done nice. I'm glad I got this piece. I wasn't sure, but since I didn't, I don't have one of these, like Spider-Man Mary Jane. It's pretty unique. So, something like this is nice. Okay, so let's go to the scorecard in no particular order. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is sculpting. This thing is really nicely done. I know all of XM Studios sculpting, they have good sculpting. So they're all winners, but I really like this. Look, you even have the little spider thing. It's nicely done, So I don't see anything, wrong with this. It just works. The only thing I would say that they could have improved on, and it doesn't really bother me, is this part. Like Spider-Man's belt, it's a little bit like it's hanging. See, so it should be a little bit higher. But then if you think about it, at first that's what I was thinking. But then, this thing should be higher, like, he's dropping his pants or something. It's loosening up. But if you think about it, it's the way that it's done, like, Mary Jane's hanging on to him. So, his belt can't be up there. So, it's got to sag some. It's, clothing, right? So I guess that's how XM has it done. Like, you can see the creases there and stuff like that. So it makes sense. Like hers is up here, although she's got somewhat a low rider. But anyway, so normally you would say, it's up here, but then, with all of the weight, maybe 115, 120 pounds. So it's going to sag, stretch the outfit. So that's okay. So that's the only thing I would say it's wrong with this. I can't find any other thing. And I don't think that's not really wrong. It's just that that's the direction that they went with. So for sculpting, I don't see anything, majorly flawed, except, nope, Spider-Man does have a nose, as you can see. Somewhat, it could be out a little bit more, so that's my only nitpick. So with this, and Mary Jane is really done well, and I'm glad, they didn't, like, integrate it, like the olden days when people would sculpt it. And so these are actually two pieces that's been, I guess, glued together or attached. So it's really nicely done. So I would have to give this a 9.5 out of 10. Not quite perfect. I like Spider-Man to have more of a pronounced nose. Right there, it's almost flat. And then I did have an issue with this at first, but then after thinking about it, that makes sense. It's physics. She's, hanging on to him. So that's going to be sagging a little bit. So that makes it done. And then I think that's it. Okay. So 9.5 out of 10. Next category we have is fit and finish. That's just the paint job. And then how well the fit, other than this with a slight gap. Right there. I guess you can sand down the the attachment a little bit, but it's no big deal. Nobody's gonna notice that. Fit and finish. I didn't see anything wrong with the other paint job, and there's no gap there. The building is it's not supposed to be detailed. It's like I don't know what to call it. It's one of those things where it's just the background. Like when you read or when you look at comic book panels, the background isn't supposed to be detailed. Okay, so fit and finish, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. I'd have to take up half a point deduction for this little gap right here. Okay, so nothing else wrong. Paint is just perfect. Okay, and then our next category is we'll go with art direction. This is awesome. This cannot be done any other way. How can Spider-Man and Mary Jane be swinging? As you can see, it works. If you put this up high, and then, it would look like that. Okay. So this works. The only other way, I thought I would have a problem with that. but I don't unless you go this way. But then, you know, it still works. Okay. So I like the art direction. I don't think you can do any better unless you get like a humongous, you know, building. But then that'd be way too much. You can do a 2 foot, or not 2 feet, like a 5 foot building. But then, you know, still the building would be like humongous. So anyway, art direction wise, I would give this a 10 out of 10. The way that it's done, as you can see, it just works. And then if you have it lower, or sorry, higher when you display it, it just works better. Okay, so let me get you more sunlight there. Okay, so the next category is source material. That just means that how close they get to the source material of the source. In this case, the comic book, because this is the comic book version. So when you look at it, you know, it's red, blue Spider-Man suit. I don't think anybody's disputing this. They look at it, it's Spider-Man. Okay, and then Mary Jane looks like Mary Jane to me. Okay, the only thing is, like I said earlier, it's the freckles because she's a redhead. But then again, you know, she has on makeup, so fine, no freckles there. It actually works well, as you can see. So when somebody, at least who reads comic books, and they look at this, they'll be, oh, they know it's Spider-Man and Mary Jane. So for that, I would give this a 10 out of 10 for source material. There isn't any, thing that I would say it's not from the source material, even, the Spider-Man in the back. It's really nicely done. Okay, so the last category we have is going to be accessories. That means that how many attachment it comes with, or the base. Okay, that's also an accessory. So if you have like, Ghost Rider with the motorcycle flame, that's a good accessory. Okay, unfortunately for this one, accessories, the base, it's just a block. Okay, there's nothing exciting. But then, like I said, that's the art direction that they're going for. And, there's like virtually no attachment. Actually, there is no attachment other than, that's the head that comes with it. And Spider-Man's right arm or hand, forearm, whatever. It's a little bit weak on that point. But, I guess they consciously, they consciously went in this direction. Right. So accessories wise, there isn't any, the base itself. You're not going to get like any thing on the base, and then the attachment. The only thing I can think of is, as you can see, it's really well done. There isn't any gap or anything in that. Anyway, so back to the point. Accessories wise, the only thing I can think of is it would be really cool. Fun, but not practical. It's if you have a switch out head for Spider-Man with the Peter Parker head, right? And then how about this if Mary Jane, like a switch out arm that has her, holding on to his mask or something. I know it's kind of silly, but if they had done something like that, it would put this over the top. It's just a fun, accessory that they could have attached. Okay, so, but then again, the arm right here, does look like it's somewhat supporting the statue. So, but I think it would have been okay without that arm. So, had she, they done the her left arm holding the mask or something, and then Spider-Man without the mask head. Okay, so that would be cool. But I guess that's too much to ask. So, accessory-wise, I would give this nothing. The base is not great, but that's the art direction they went with. There's like there is no attachment. So I would give this like a 5. 5 is like the lowest you can go because there's no accessories at all. Okay, so I hate to do this, but I would say it's 5 out of 10. That's not bad or anything. It's just that's the art direction that they went with. And this is one of the easiest statue you're ever going to do. I don't even need directions. That's great from XM because normally you need directions to assemble this thing, other than this little thing right here. So, okay, so overall score, surprisingly, I do love the statue. It just works, especially if you put it up high, like something like that. Okay, it'll suspend your disbelief. this will work unless you come up to it and yeah, you see that. Okay. So overall, I do really like this statue. I would give this a surprisingly, it doesn't have a lot of edition size. I would give this a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I want to lean 9.5, but that needs accessories, and this one is lacking a lot of it. So this would be like a near perfect if, like I said, Spider-Man's head without the mask, Mary Jane holding the mask. That would be something fun. It's not practical, it makes no sense, but those two attachments would have been, over the top. So I would give this a 9 out of 10. I really like it. Surprisingly, I wasn't sure when I ordered this. It came out, and I don't think there's any quarter scale Mary Jane statue and with Spider-Man. So, but you do get a 2-in-1. But I don't know anybody who would pay like, $1,000 for a Mary Jane statue. So other than that, I would say it's a winner. And I would recommend it because it's something that I think is unique enough that I don't think another company is going to do this, of course, except for XM. They're awesome. Okay, so thanks for watching. And then, I have good news. Well, I've had this statue for like months and months. I've just been busy, haven't been able to put reviews together for you guys. But my Hulkbuster with Iron Man came in. It's been a couple weeks, but again, I wanted to do this one before I got on to the other one, and it's awesome. So that'll be the next one up. So for now, enjoy this one. So let me do a 360, well, semi, more like a 180. Okay. So it's done really well. I highly recommend you picking this up. They should be available for cheap because I don't think anybody ordered too many of these. That's why you have 388 copies out there. Okay, so again, thanks for watching, and then next videos will be the Hulkbuster, and that is a beast. Okay. All right, well, see you guys next time.